Hi everyone, Izaar here. Today we're going to talk about another commander that was requested to me, and it's a very good commander too, a tier 3. We're talking about Sauron. So yeah, he's currently getting leveled up, and I need him or respect 5. But you'll see, he's a very strong commander. He's a little bit too RNG in my opinion, because he depends a lot on his madness trigger. Although you could build him two ways, including some very high focus damage. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at him. So first of all, he's a strategist, so he gets 25 focus and 2 skill point. Also deals 10% focus damage, burn damage, and poison damage, which is mainly the focus that we're gonna actually focus on. Alright, and so yeah, he's average in term of might, but he has the highest focus in the whole game. So 2.95, very high focus. So it's very good, and well, a little bit below on the speed. So let's see how we actually build him. So first of all, I don't have the tier 5 yet. I know some people would actually put some point in here just because it actually gives the enemy commander, a debuff for the entire battle. But for the build that I will be doing, I'm going to do 2 builds. First of all, with the madness, and the second build with mainly focus damage. So let's start with the focus damage. The madness damage build. The one that I already have here. I currently don't have enough points, but you'll see it's pretty straightforward. So you want to use the Gortor trait here because it gives all enemy focus damage received 25%. That's one of the main things Sauron does, and it actually does it well. So at max you also get 20 focus, which is very good for what you want to do. You're gonna go with Soul Siphon. That's a very strong skill that will hit 2 enemy and deals 60% focus damage plus the 25 plus the Deceiver. We'll see a little bit later, but this adds some damage. But we also recover your ally HP for 2 units, 60%. Last season I had some fight where my Sauron was healing for like sometime 70,000, so very strong, and it keeps your unit alive. Then you want to go for Overload. This one is kind of depending on how you want to go, but by testing it, and especially this season because this carries the pursuit effect, so it cannot be avoided. You basically gives your enemy 5% damage bonus, but you deal like 30% focus damage every single round, and it's against all enemy. So, and because it cannot be avoided, it's a very like nice damage the whole fight. So this could be like a double-edged sword, but I always put some point in there just because the reward versus the well, I always put some point in there because whatever the 5% I give, I always get more damage back, and eventually, because you are killing troops, it evens out. And actually, not even out, but you take advantage of it. So, the whole trait 3 here is full. Then you're going to go to the Deceiver for the Madness build. The Deceiver will, well, just basically make your enemy unit takes more damage. And this is through the whole battle. This is all the enemy units, and it's also modified by the focus stats, which makes it higher than the number here that you see. The focus will also increase by 20 once you reach level 15. With this one, you want to go for Ring of Terror, which for the 2 first round against enemy commander and unit, so everybody, they get affected by madness. They have a 70% chance to be affected by madness, which I mean, you're surely going to affect one or two, maybe even three, and then because of the first two rounds, you do some damage. They kill themselves. It makes it very, very, very strong. But in combination with this one, you want the enfeeble, which every single enemy that are affected by madness will receive an additional 5.7. So I think it goes up to like almost 40%. So the 40% is also they will also receive damage from the focus. So they all stacked up. So you do 40% for the first round, then you have another 25% for the focus damage, and then you had another like what 20%. So they basically take a huge chunk of damage if you complete those two. Sauron is one of the commander that you want to get as higher as you can in his respect, because every single point you get makes him better. So once you completed those two skill traits, you go for Lord of Gift or Gortor, depending on what you've got. I would go for Gortor, reducing the commander focus and might speed, just because it's a little bit better to reduce your enemy by a certain percentage. This also will reduce their damage resistance, because you reduce the focus on the other hand, and you reduce their damage as well. So you can go for like 5 or 6 point in there if you have them, obviously. But if you don't, you can go for Lord of Gifts, with gives base stat of your equipment plus 2%. So depending on your equipment as well, this could be better if you have very, very high quality equipment. I'll show you mine afterward, and because mine are all 5-star, I tend to actually prioritize this one. And this trait also carries 2 DPS skills. So first of all, Black Arts, it's a standard. There's Black Arts in other many commander. It's basically focus damage to 2 enemy every 2 round, and they cannot recover HP. Could be very handy if you're fighting like a Gandalf, Orwen, anything that actually not RP, a Kirun or Gorbag, anything that recovers HP. This shuts it down immediately for the duration. And you have Trembling Strike, which is 2 enemy, deal focus damage modified by focus dash, but this one is every round. So I would have to like make a little calculation, but I think because of the non-heal, this one, Black Art, would be better, because you won't have the points to get these two up. Unless you do the focus damage base build, which is basically the same thing here, but we forget the Deceiver. We're only going to put some point in the Deceiver, but not in those two here. So we're going to start Gortor, Siphon, and Overload. So these 3 are full. Then you're going to put everything in the Lords of Gift and those 2 skills. So you do as maximum focus damage as you can. And you're going to finish with the remaining point in the Deceiver to actually, well, get advantage of this little flat percentage that you're going to be adding to the damage. And because this is also modified by focus and you boost your equipment, it's not rare to see level 50 Sauron reaching around 500 focus, which is huge. So that's about it. Again, the enemy is a very, very, I would say, situational. So take it if you want, because Confusion and Dazzle, they all focus the enemy, and I rather kill the troops than stun or make my enemy not move, you know. But that's my own opinion. Tell me your opinion in the comment section below. If you have anything else you think would be great. If I'm missing something, let me know. I like to see people's opinion. All right, now on to the equipment. As you can see here, as I said, I usually have the pipe, but for now my gore bag is handling it. All right, let's see equipment here. All right, so let's start with the weapon. Again, aside from his personal weapon, which is a hammer, the bonus it gives versus the see here, focus damage, focus, which is great. That's what we want. HP +2 on your army, very good, because Sauron will be dealing a lot of damage and you want some kind of tanky unit with him as well. But the Great Deception, first 2 rounds against the enemy commander, might and focus, +5 each round for the 2 first round. So first round +5, second round +10 total, and then round 3 and onward it gets the debuff. So it's +5. So you use round 1 5, round 2 10, and then you go back from round 3 to 5 and round 4 to 0, and then from round 6 and up you get an advantage. So I honestly, sadly, don't know what change here if you refine the weapon. I would assume this is going to change, and hopefully this one won't. So you kind of get the comeback from the like little stats that you gives quicker than like round 6 to get a +5, you know. So refine this weapon could be great, although you really need to focus on it, and since it's a like tier 3 weapon, kind of hard to to get and also refine and everything. So keep that in mind. That being said, you have some great option in terms of weapon for you to actually keep meanwhile you get the hammer. And the only viable purple option is the Carver, which is one of the rare weapon that gives focus. And as you know, you want focus. So it gives might as well. It's there, like, let's just take it. So commander focus +24. This is what we want. And army attack, man and evil man. So if you're on a non-RP server, this could be very handy, because the man troop that has the pike, I guess the pike, whatever, they are very strong and defensive. And with this, they get bonus 3 attack. On the evil man side, Dragoon and Albardier could be 2 very strong choices, because they get the bonus. Dragoon are very tanky and strong against Archer. So yeah, so just adjust your thing, but whenever the troops you want to play with Sauron, try to get a Carver, because Carver carries the Smite substats. And the Smite substats, right now it's not maxed out, unfortunately, but every time you attack, you have a 30% chance, 35% chance to deal an additional 104 focus damage. And this is modified by focus stats. So this could become like very, very huge. And sadly, like, the other procs are meh. I guess you can go for man allied unit, but it's for man on the good side, so not really good option if you're playing on roleplay server. So Smite ability, and yeah, this weapon is very, very good on Sauron. But that's pretty much the only weapon on the purple side. Worst case, I guess you could go for something that boosts your army, but I would only recommend the Carver. On the gold side, though, only one option too, so it's pretty narrow. Unfortunately, there might be some option on the good side if you're a non-RP server. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the chest anymore, and it's hard for me to find some information on the internet. It's, I don't know, it's kind of complicated to find. I don't know how. So artifact, and here the only weapon that I found out that could actually work on Sauron, because it also gives focus, is the Mirkwood's Thorn, that gives might 4 and focus 10. So basically a lot of focus. Unfortunately, I don't have any idea here, so anything that will boost your attacking troops, perhaps reduce damage, or if it has a Mind Split, which is the ability that is kind of the one that we just saw on the Carver, the Smite. So if you have Mind Split on it, just go for Mind Split. It's great. But yeah, Attack Beast, not very useful, but at least you get the focus, you know. So that's going to be it for the weapon. As you see, not a lot of choices. Alright, so now we're going to go for the armor. And for the armor, not a lot of choice, as I said. Just like the weapon, the main one you could go for is the scale mail. I know I'm recommending it in every single video, but it speaks for itself. It's focus, which you want on Sauron, and it gives might, which, I mean, you're going to take it because it's there. But the army defense, melee 15, and the melee vigor that will actually make your unit tankier, this is what you're looking for. Like these three things, you want your army to survive so you can heal them with Soul Siphon and let Sauron deal massive focus damage. This is the way to go. The other option that you could go for, I don't know if I have one, I don't have one anymore, it's the Hunter Skin. But it's really just a substitute. I wouldn't go for it, but it's the only other armor that kind of gives some focus. But yeah, stick to the scale mail for this one again. Unless you've got one of the 3 gold armor that I'm going to show you. First of all, the gold skin, which gives flat out, let me go back here, flat out might and focus, and a lot of them too. Like it goes by 3, so you basically get 24 of both. But you also have the option here to go for like a shroud ability, or just forges of cavalry if you're using like the evil man. But the good proc you want is contemplate. So each round your commander focus gets greater. Just a little bit like the Lord's equipment where you get might, but this one gives focus, and it's stacked up to 5 times, so that's a 60 bonus focus over 5 rounds. So contemplate on the golden skin is the way to go. That being said, the other option are the Mitchell coat, because it gives focus and defense to your whole army, not only melee, which could be could make a great difference. The only problem with it is there's not a lot of good proc for Sauron on there. Like the barrier could be decent just for the 30%. Shroud, same thing. It's kind of this on the same level, but this one is only on the first round, so you have to kind of see where you want to be, because on the first round you give the madness. So is it going to hit you? Maybe not. So maybe for the first 2 rounds that would be better. You don't want wild defending. I mean, it's too narrow. And tactical maneuver, first 3 round ally unit damage received minus 18%. That could be another good option, just because you will avoid all those high, like Theoden, Witch King. If you're a non-RP server, you reduce the damage for the first 3 rounds. So Mitchell Coat could be a good option because it also gives just like a flat focus stats. And the third option, and the last one, is the Great Plate of the East. If you're planning on playing Sauron with Evil Man, you could actually get this one because it gives a lot of focus. It also gives HP to Evil Man, and it gives a lot of HP. So you can make your unit very, very tanky, and it carries the Fortitude of Evil Man on the stat, which will give 9%. Here you can see. Although Resilience of Evil Man, which gives 24, could also be very strong. But yeah, ally mounted unit if you're a non-RP server and you want to play with cavalry, although I think it's a little bit of a stretch. I would play it here. Hazard training melee unit, first 2 instance of damage received minus 60%. So you got a lot of choices here that you can go for. I would go for the Choose of Man first, just because it carries the whole fight and it's flat 9%, which is very good. So that's it for the armor. As you saw, one good purple option, 3 good gold option. Helmet now. So for the helmet, again, it's very narrow, but it's very accessible. It's a purple mask. It's a bone mask. So might and focus, again, might, we're gonna take it, but focus 18 as well. So 18 focus, very strong, but also gives your army plus 3 HP, which makes it tankier, and it's very very strong if you combine it with the defense that you get from like a scale mail. That being said, I do have Hysteria for my proc because I am running the Madness build, which will gives 40% increase damage taken if you are affected by Madness. That being said, if you want to run the focus based damage, the Bone Mask also carries relief, which will your commander will actually deal 12% more focus damage. So this could be another very very strong option. So depending on the build you're running, Hysteria or relief, depending on, like I said, where you want to go. That's it for the purple mask. Only one, unfortunately. The other option for the gold helmet would be the Cask of Submerged Isle, which unfortunately I don't have any. But you want to go for the like stun and madness protection. But to be fair, I would put the Cask of Submerged Isle on another commander than Sauron, just because it can get so much better somewhere else. And the Bone Mask just by itself is pure gold. It was meant for Sauron. Alright, on to the accessories, which we got a few actually. Let's start by the Worn Pipe. As you probably guessed, it gives flat out focus, huge bonus for focus, 5-star. I know it gives 45, so very very strong on that one. And the only proc that you really want is sustain, because you want to keep your well, your troops alive, and this is the only good stat that will do something, like 30% every 2 rounds for all the ally. That's pretty much what you want. Alright, and the other one would be the Wizard Firework. And the Wizard Firework have Mend, which is what I'm using right now because my Gorbag is rocking the pipe. So Mend, very very good. And depending again on your situation, I could see a Bane of mounted unit if you know you're playing against like Rohan or Angmar, those very mounted heavy troops. Or the Undermark, first 3 round, commander and ally have 90% chance to get in pursuit, which right now we are having problem with a lot of Gilgalad, so this one could be very very good for that. But again, it would be better on another commander than Sauron, in my opinion. So try to stick with the heal, keep your troops alive, let Sauron do the work of the focus damage. Alright, so those were the 2 purple items. Now we're going to go with the gold item. There's 2 options. There's a Palantir, which gives a lot of focus and army attack. Yeah, this proc is not great. You have the Irreparable Injury, so they recover 30% less damage. Although if you're playing the focus damage build, you don't really need this because your Black Art skill will actually block the healing already. So not too useful on that one. You could go for the Might of Soldier, which will give 12% more damage. Or the Tactical Mark, which gives Pursuit, very strong, and 30% chance to cause maximum damage this round. That's pretty meh. But again, this one, if you have the Tactical Mark and for the first round get Pursuit and 30% chance, that would go for Witch King instead of Sauron. So for the proc here, Might of Soldier, maybe like if you want to play Uruk-hai with him, although like Uruk-hai are not really tanky, so it's kind of hard to find something that will fit here. But if you're strictly looking for focus, here it is. 14 focus, that's pretty good. But the main item and the real item you would want on Sauron is the Fine Pipe. Here. Fine Smoking Pipe. I don't have the substats, but I know it carries some very, very good option. So if you have one and it doesn't have Husbandry, which gather resources, I'm pretty sure you can get something very, very strong out of this one. And yeah, it will give like a lot of focus to army HP, which combined to the bone mask will give a tremendous amount of HP. So yeah, find smoking pipe, or again, just build your Sauron purple. Like mine is all purple, and it works just fine. It's very, very good. I don't need any of the gold item. I can give them to other commander. So unless maybe you get a gold skin with like the contemplation trait, I would say just stick with the purple. This is perfectly fine. All right, now let's just have a quick look to the troops that you could be using. Let's say you're on an RP server to start. With Sauron, it's always like very, very situational as per what you are facing. Right now I'm facing a lot of Gilgalad, I'm facing a lot of elves, so I know my Reaper will be very, very good. Even though they're not so tanky, because of the scale mail, it gives a flat 15%, and the bone mass gives another 3 HP. So it all add up. If you're, well, I don't have all the troops here, but the Dragoon could be very good because your Carver works with them. Same for Albardier. So your Carver again. Let me actually go here. I'm gonna have access to everything. Here, and here. All right. So here, Albardier. Yeah, Albardier. They have the +3 that I said, and they will also get 15 defense, which will bring them to 60. 60 defense, 3 damage, and 3 HP. So they get really, really buffed up just because of your equipment. And then you have the Dragoon. Here, again, another flat 15, another 3 damage here, and another 3 HP here. And since they receive less damage from Archer, those are very good against Archer and everything. Those are very good against Cavalry. So you kind of have to find a balance. The other one, you could always like patch up some Trolls. They are tanky and they will taunt, making your other unit like stay alive. Nothing really here on the Urukai because they are pretty squishy, unfortunately. I could see maybe some sniper, worst case, but I'd rather have some Reaper than the sniper. And all depending on what your tier 4 are. Yeah, on the non-RP server, the man troop from Gondor, like the main one, I don't remember the name, is the Pike, are very strong because they block, and they also get reduced damage from cavalry, so they're very, very good. With Sauron, they also get the +3 HP and the +3 damage from the Carver, so very strong troops. And I would also go Cataphract, again, tankiness, and you have the Dwarves unit, the Guardian, super tanky as well. So anything that will keep your Sauron alive and make them stay alive as well, so we can heal them and just deal tons of damage during a match. So that's pretty much it. I hope this video has been some help to you. If it was, or if you have anything to say about it, just comment below. It's a pleasure for me to read you and see what people think. And on that, I'll see you in another video, and I'll see you in the game. Ciao.